white-owned newspaper here in the state of Georgia. Okay? So, I went and talked to Mark Barber, city manager, a few days ago, and I asked him for a copy of any letters that they got from Bathcraft assistant manager or managers about corrective action that was taken, statements that was taken from all these people you see flashing across the screen behind me. I asked him what documents did he have? I'm in his office now. He said, I don't have nothing but the chief of police, Leslie Manahan, went out there, and I'm going to cut space right here and put her documents in this video so you all can read them. I don't want to read it for you because you may think I'm lying. You may think that I am under the spell of the Leviathan. So I'm going to let you read them. I'm going to dump them right here in this video. Cut, 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 cut. If 15 people walked off the job, did you contact the Valdosta Daily Times, WALB, ABC, CBS, Nightline, Dateline, the Get To Free Press, the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, and get the word out? Because you know, as well as I do, that in Valdosta we don't really have a freedom of the press. That will. Greetings, this is the Get To Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhines. This is one of 16 or 18 videos I put up here in the city of Valdosta in Lowndes County, Georgia. I am the Get To Free Press. I've been providing videos across the state of Georgia and the nation for quite some time now. But I want to move real fast, swiftly, if I may add. On August the 2nd, 2019, there was something that was called an electric cord, according to white people, that fell from the ceiling at a local business in industrial park called Bathcraft. It has a new name now. We're going to dash that on the screen for you. Black people saw that electrical cord as a noose, known as a death device for black folk. Somebody posted videos about this alleged electrical cord or hanging noose, and I was called a few days later by Bobby Worthy in Waycross, Georgia. Now, if you read the Valdosta Daily Times on Thursday, September the 12th, the editor gave a column here that talks about social media. I'm not going to read the whole article, but I think you may want to. The headline reads, "Only share trustworthy news stories." And of course, they're talking about on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc., etc. It go on to talk about how trustworthy newspapers are, and you know what they expect from that. But I want to say at this juncture that if social media and the people at Bathcraft, black folk, had not published something on social media, you wouldn't have known nothing about this situation. And today, September the 15th, 2019, is approximately
45 days after that noose was displayed in that plant with a majority black working force. Now, I'm going to ask the people of Valdosta and Lowndes County in this metro city known as Titletown, USA, what do you know about this extension cord or noose that fell from the ceiling and offended black folk? Now, I have other information because the people that work out there is still in pain 45 days later. They are concerned because their problem with Bathcraft is greater than just a noose in the ceiling, and it goes back for a long period of time, dealing with OSHA violations, I'm told, dealing with ignored labor laws, I'm told, deal with sanitation in the bathroom, and I've been provided pictures of this, as well as chemicals not being properly disposed of. So it goes beyond just the noose. So when I found out about this, and believe me, I have information and statements. Some of them are one is notarized. This individual willing to go on record. I've interviewed approximately 8 to 10 people or more, I can't keep up with them, on video, who want their story told. And in addition to that, I had people to send me an email with approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, no, 13, same person, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 people giving what they think is going on out there, and they do say it's a race issue that go beyond an extension cord that was displayed in the shape of a noose in the workplace. And I'm gonna read the last entry in this email. Here's what it says. Now, this was after, I didn't get this to after I had stood up before City Council for the first time. It says, George Boston Rhines, and by the way, they got my name spelled correctly, called somebody and published contact information. These people are willing to talk. People are tired. So I'm not going to talk about, well, yes, I will. I'm going to read a little bit of this. And they say, I'm going to start with, this is office by saying, yes, I don't work there anymore. And they're going to talk about, because I was getting treated wrong, we had to work ridiculous hours. We was working for pennies and working 13 to 14 hours. It was getting talked about like we was picking cotton in the cotton fields, even on Saturdays. It was nothing but slave driving to work. They stand over you in any kind of way they wanted to, and did not care. As if you didn't have a life outside of the plant. Well, this person says something about Chris, and of course I'm not going to mention that part about Chris, the plant manager. I'm going to leave that for later when I get to the police chief email. So let me just lay this aside now. No, one more. They asked, I don't really know what to say about this place. Share, share, share. Please share. This is at Bathcraft in Valdosta, Georgia. Company buying tubs here, and they are racist. I didn't say this, y'all. I'm telling you what they said. And it's not the company. It's the people who's running it right now. I can go on, but I choose to stop. I want to outline this for you. I want you to keep in mind that I have approximately 15 to 17 other videos that I've already posted. So they're going to show up before this one. So in order to get the full swoop, you need to go back to the first one and come forward. So, oh yeah. Well, I'm not going to show y'all this, but I have a statement right here that explains what took place, and I will assure you that this eyewitness said that it was not Mr. Mayor John Gale, Councilman Andy. They said it was not. Mr. Mayor, you cut me off and wouldn't let me speak at the second address before you and council and the general public. But I can speak now. They say it was not an electrical cord that was put up there years ago, and that you all had to get it right, Bathcraft, to get past OSHA, and that the tape dried out and the noose or rope or extension cord failed. You also talk about the people didn't have a problem with it, and there was no problems at your plant. Now, I wouldn't know about this unless I would have read this paper, and I'm not going to talk about that yet. And so when I stood before the mayor and council on behalf of these 15 to 30 people, some former employees that are worried about the employees they left behind that got to work in this hellhole and racist business. These people put this on Facebook. The people who believe in freedom of the press called me, and of course, I did what I do on behalf of the good people in Valdosta, Lowndes County, the state of Georgia, and in the United States of America. I went to Jacuzzi when I found out about it, and the way I found out about it after Bobby Worthy told me to go on Facebook, I'm just happened to be sitting having a cup of coffee. That same morning, a Latino came by and asked me, have you heard about the Noose at Bathcraft? I met that individual probably 10 years ago and I hadn't seen him in a long time. But he dropped that on my desk. I'm drinking coffee. I got in my car, got one of my associates to go out to Jacuzzi, because that's where they said it was at first. But it wasn't, it was Bathcraft. Now I'm finding out Jacuzzi and Bathcraft, there's some type of relationship between the two. So don't ask me why I didn't go back out to Bathcraft, but I am going. But I want to get all this together because I wanted Mayor John Gale, and particular Councilman Andy, to see the big picture. Now, I done painted that picture in 16 other videos, but I'm doing this video to lead into the statement that I'm not going to talk about yet, because I want you all to know the truth. That's all. The people out there are in pain. So now, let me draw the line in the sand. This is the same document, which is from Valdosta Chief of Police, Leslie Manahan. She sent this to Mark Barber on August the 6th, 2019. The incidents happened 2 August. And of course, on the 8th of August, George Boston Ryan of the Get To Free Press stood before City Council on behalf of the workers and former employees' best interest. I stood before the mayor and council, and when you watch the other videos, you'll see my presentation. That was August the 8th. And if you remember, and you will see, the mayor says during Citizen to be Heard, we do not respond to you, but we will get back with you. Guess what? They never did. They never did get back with me. When I told them about the Noose, I didn't dress no extension cord. You're going to see the pictures and you can decide for yourself. So on 8 August, I stood before the mayor and council. They didn't get back with me. In between that time, I had a few people that was not scared to death to go on video camera, do interviews, and in the video, release what they had said to me by a verbal release agreement. And so I published it. You're going to hear people talk on Boston G.B.R. YouTube. Why you do that, Bro Ryan? I told you all, St. John 8:32 says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And so because I know that if those people at Bathcraft will ever be free and can ever respect that company, a national company, home office in Tennessee, I've done my homework. And notice I'm not calling that name yet, but it's published all throughout my videos. I'm not doing it here for a reason. Okay? So, after I gave the presentation or address to the mayor and council, Councilman Carroll said to me, they say it was an extension cord that fell from the ceiling. Mayor Gale said that he think somebody told him that it was an extension cord and not a noose. Okay? Put a pin in that and hold it. Okay? Now, what I later found out that, and I'm not calling the names here, because there should be, to me, because I don't want to get into that, but if they saw a noose displayed or if they saw an extension cord from the ceiling, somebody should have called law enforcement. And if that was evidence, it should have been taken into evidence. Law enforcement should have been called before somebody could pick up a gun and go back out there and do something that was not in the best interest of the workers at Bathcraft. So somebody should have taken that seriously. But you're going to hear Mayor Gale, and you're going to hear Councilman Andy say they did everything that they could. Okay? You're going to hear that. Now, on September the 5th, I went back before City Council and I addressed their issues again. And this is when Councilman Andy made his long, drawn-out statement that you're going to hear. And you need to hear it. You need to hear his words. And when I finished my presentation, even before Andy spoke, the mayor said that they had sent out the chief of police and others, and they had talked to the assistant managers of Bathcraft, and that they say they're going to take care of the problem. I asked, because after I finished, the mayor came back and made that statement. And if he came after me and made a statement out of common courtesy and general respect, he should have said to me, okay, Ryan, what you want to say? Because I did make a statement. People in the audience, I'm sure, saying that's not fair. Why don't you let him speak? After all, he's not representing himself. He's representing 15 to 30 other people who are in pain, could be in fear of their life because it was a noose. The mayor didn't see that. The mayor didn't feel that. And maybe other councilmen didn't feel it either. At this, y'all, it's not a game.
We were certainly concerned about that, Mr. Rhymes, and we had the police investigate that thing immediately as soon as we found out. I don't know whether you're aware of that or not, but we did. And they addressed the situation down there, and the business took care of it.
Mr. Mayor.
All right, and now
You're not gonna let me say anything? Respond?
no, so you're through.
That's not good either.
Any other citizen would like?
It's a serious matter. Serious matter. At this juncture, let me add this. Mayor Gale, at least he said something. Councilman Andy, at least they said something. But the other councilman didn't say a single word. And I
say that we do take everything serious. And that's why on August 6th, Chief Manahan was notified and went out there and actually assessed the situation, talked to the plant manager, the assistant plant manager, and also turned over to the FBI to let them look into it. And therefore, it was looked into. It was not taken lightly. So I want everybody to know that we did do what we were supposed to do, and that we did exactly as we should have. So I wanted to put that on record.
Public wasn't notified. And I am serious about this. If the people we elect to office cannot stand up for the people that voted them into office, especially when it's dealing with people's lives. People are being shot down across America for less than this. I'm gonna say it again, for less than this. And we had a black majority council. In other words, there's more blacks on Valdosta City Council. They didn't say nothing publicly about this situation. Nothing. This is why people say, what in hell am I voting for? When you have problems like this, and your black and white elected officials sit, say, and do nothing publicly, as if though a noose in a workplace among a company that is 75% black or more, only one in management, I understand, he probably scared as hell. What are citizens to do? And so, Mr. Mayor and Andy, Councilman Andy, don't think I'm beating down on you. I just gave you a compliment. At least you said something. The ones who should be criticized are those sitting on council with you and didn't say boo. That's right. Now don't blame me for that. If I'm wrong, roll the tape. Play the audio tape. Play the minutes. And see what they said about something that's serious that black folk know killed many of their family members. Okay? Now put a pin in that. So from my first address before the mayor and council to the time I came for my second address, 34 days had passed, and nobody said anything to me about my public address to the elected officials. Nobody. But after my second address, the mayor chose to make the first comment that I know of publicly about what happened at Bathcraft. Now let me add something here. Bathcraft is not the only company like that in Valdosta. I have written statements from other companies, not even in industrial, in other locations, where black people are catching hell in those places. I've been saving those, and I'm saving them for a reason. Valdosta going to change one day. The question is, how much will it cost the taxpayers of Valdosta and Lowndes County to do the right thing? And so, the second address was watched, just like the first one, by our local news media outlets. Not one news media outlet that I know of, not one news media that these workers know of, has published anything about the extension cord or the noose at Bathcraft. And they froze just like that. They froze just like, they froze. As if though black people concerns don't mean anything to the people here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia.
Through Industrial Boulevard, I talked to some businesses.
That was the first video I put up. And because I was frustrated after seeing the pictures on Facebook, and the people wouldn't come forth to talk about it as if though they were scared as hell. But in a few days, they surprised me. Oh yeah, they came out in mass numbers. And what got me the most was they was willing to speak in front of this 4K camera, Sony. Thank you for standing up. And for you all who are too scared to stand up, you may want to go to the back of a restaurant when you get ready to eat. When you get ready to eat or go get some ice cream, you may want to go to the side. You may want to get on the back of the bus or the back of the airplane next time you go to New York. Or you may want to go to the back of the line when a white person come up and get ready to buy their groceries. Or you may want to not vote when you want to vote because somebody yesterday put their life on the line and they stood up for you to have the rights that you have today. And I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about Jews, white people, Japanese, Germans and other descendants from Ireland stood up that you would get a right to be treated as a full-fledged human being and not treated as if though you were a beast of the field. You see, people fought to get rid of Jim Crow laws, the black codes, the Tuskegee experiment, and COINTEL, and others we don't even know about. Black people, white people, Christian, Muslim, Jews, Hindu, and others fought for you. And so you know about this at Bathcraft, but you won't stand up. You keep working there, and you won't say nothing because you know the Valdosta Daily Times is not going to tell your story. You know that ABC locally is not going to tell your story. NBC, and others, just like all these other newsworthy incidents and issues that have been hidden beneath the rug. Valdosta has proven itself to have the best news media outlets that money can buy. The only thing they publish, for the most part, is what those in the clique and among the slicks want published. Everybody here knows it. Black and white people know it. Lawyers know it. Judges know it. And somebody gotta tell it if there's a God in the universe. And while we're at it, I'm George Boston Rhymes, and I'm under a 6-year, 7-month criminal trespass, and I violated no law. And I retired from the armed forces and entered during the Vietnam War. And they don't even respect the veterans. They disrespect me and won't even remove me from an illegal, unjustified criminal trespass that's been in effect for 6 years, 7 months following the death of Kendrick Johnson, because I guess they knew that I would report it if some of those kids brought something to me that I was going to tell the truth, because I'm not in the clique and among the slicks. Why other would they put me under it and won't even remove me in writing? And on top of that, these wicked folk in law enforcement didn't even put the criminal trespass in writing. What about that now? I've been across the state of Georgia dealing with black elected officials. And in Meigs, Georgia, in Thomas County, if they put you on a criminal trespass, they give it to you in writing. But in Valdosta and Laos County, they just tell you you're under a criminal trespass. And then after they put you under, then they deny that they ever did it. I'm banned today. They put me under May the 25th, and 2 weeks before that, by the Lowndes County Sheriff Department under Sheriff Prine. And then when my friend asked Sheriff Prine, Superintendent Wes Taylor, he said he didn't do it. But the Sheriff Department on their own radio say Wes Taylor did it. And Wes Taylor said he didn't do it. And Sheriff Prine said he didn't know nothing about it. But he would look into it. He's no longer in office, and he ain't looked into it yet. He has not looked into it yet. And do you know, not one lawyer, not one local judge, not one judge in the Southern judicial system would even look into it. No elected official in city government, county government, internal affairs, won't nobody look into this criminal trespass on me. You see, I'm telling you, and you all talking about Titletown, USA, and you want to come here and talk about football, you better understand what you're dealing with. Y'all excuse me for raising my voice, because there's one thing I'm not. And I'm not mad, because I understand they are doing exactly what they are supposed to do according to Jesus in the volume of sacred law. So I'm not upset about it, because I know that truth, right, and justice gonna win in the end. Now, before I get back to this, I'm gonna show you how powerful the news media is here in Valdosta. The Valdosta Daily Times, WSB out of Atlanta, ABC, NBC, CBS, and I think it was one more, and the Get To Free Press, was in the courtroom when they were deciding on how much money to pay to the lawyers who filed suit against the KJ family. And it was about 4 court proceedings. But all I can say to you is that in most every court proceeding, Judge Richard Porter III was sleeping while on the bench. I'm gonna say it again. Judge Richard Porter was sleeping while on the bench. But I'm the only person that carries a badge like this for talking about a free press. I'm the only one that published it. WSB didn't publish it. And how can Judge Richard Porter III rule in a case when he's asleep? And the mother, Jacqueline, documented the time by number and time of day, I think it was, they said, when he went to sleep. But that's not news for the white-dominated, white-controlled, and white-owned newspaper here in the state of Georgia. Okay? So, I went and talked to Mark Barber, state manager, a few days ago, and I asked him for a copy of any letters that they got from Bathcraft assistant manager or managers about corrective action that was taken, statements that was taken from all these people you see flashing across the screen behind me. I asked him what documents did he have? I'm in his office now. He said, I don't have nothing but the chief of police, Leslie Manahan, went out there, and I'm going to cut space right here and put her documents in this video so you all can read them. I don't want to read it for you because you may think I'm lying. You may think that I am under the spell of the Leviathan. So I'm going to let you read them. I'm going to dump them right here in this video. Cut, 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 cut. Now, I didn't write this. I didn't write what you just read. And in this report, wait, before I get to the report, after I read this and I talked to Reverend Floyd Rose and the People's Tribunal members, I don't know where in the hell the NAACP at, and this report says, and I give Andy credit and I give the mayor credit. They say they did their investigation and everything was fine and that they trust the managers to fix everything. And if you read this when I had it on the screen, you pretty near come to a conclusion if you're black. But if you're white, you probably gonna see electrical cord, you see. You know, we don't see the same things. It's amazing because if you remember, the 1857 Dred Scott decision was ruled in the Supreme Court, which ruled, and I'm gonna read it to you. It says that no black man had any rights that a white man was bound to respect. That was the U.S. Supreme Court said that about the black man. And as you know, here in Valdosta, they had an 1860 charter displayed leading into Judge Edwards' courtroom, which said, and I requested that it be removed under Mayor John Freddy, and he didn't want to remove it. Some of the white councilmen, I think a couple of black people didn't want it removed. But I told them during my first presentation, it will be removed because the people in Valdosta and Lowndes County are better than that. And here's what the charter said. Article 100, Section 11, that the mayor and council shall pass all proper and necessary laws and ordinances for the control of slaves and free persons of color, and to control, suppress, and abate all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, and other livestock straying at large in Valdosta. As a retired military veteran, knowing that Valdosta is home to Moody Air Force Base, I told him that that's disrespect for all who served in the armed forces. Do you know Valdosta was not even flying a Georgia flag over City Hall? Still not flying one over the museum, the VA hospital, Parks and Recreation, the city annex, not even the courthouse, not even the new judicial complex with Arthur McLean building. Judge Arthur McLean building don't even have a Georgia state flag to show honor to people at Moody Air Force Base and all of our active duty personnel now serving in the armed forces. Showing no respect for the mothers and fathers who lost their sons and daughters in time of war and in time of peace. But guess what? That don't concern the generals at Moody Air Force Base. That does not concern, apparently, the full bird colonels and in high-ranking enlisted ranks. Neither are elected officials in city and county governments. And Jesus said, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set and make you free. Now, in closing, and I'm going to follow with the video that I've already done. I was waiting to do this prelude into it because I don't want no stone unturned. This report agrees with Councilman Andy and Mayor Gale. The chief of police for Valdosta said FBI agent Tom Clark stopped by her office for an unrelated background check. And she ran this situation about this electrical cord falling from the ceiling because the tape had dried out. So she talked to the FBI agent, Tom Clark, and she explained to him what Chris, the Bathcraft manager, had told her and that he did not see anything criminal, such as a hate crime. But due to the photos, he being the G.B.R. agent, I guess, he was going to open up an internal file that would document the issue in case anything else came up from it, or if somebody else was reported to him about this business. And that's what the chief of police said here, and said that the agent, Tom Clark, would get back with her later. The last paragraph says, basically at this time, there's nothing that shows someone did this intentionally, or if it was incidental, but it was taken down immediately. So they're saying that this extension cord was taken down immediately. Now I want to say something to you. I have more information on this. I got more than what they say here about the process of taking it down. Yeah, I got more than this. I'm not giving it to you yet. Because see, when people make statements, they better watch what they're saying. I told you all that Jesus said, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And it's not like I was out there. The picture that I have that you see him holding up now, I didn't take that picture because I don't work out there. But the people in pain does. And they took some pictures. And they may be a little bit more. But the mayor, John Gale, and Councilman Andy, and other councilmen who didn't say nothing, before it's over, we're going to find out who needs to be on city council and who needs to go back to civilian life and sit at home and wait for the Social Security check. The last sentence says, the manager has spoken with his staff and employees, and there does not appear to be any issues with any employees, not one, but with any employees at the business as stated by Chris. Now, I only read them last two paragraphs. Now, you already, because I played it earlier, you were able to read the beef or what was said as if though they went on with their little picnic they had and everything was fine. Well, when you watch the other video, you're going to see that everything is not so fine. Okay? So anyway, I was not going to do this video. Why, Brother Ryan? I told you earlier that I went to Mark Barber. No, let me back up. First, I went to Jacuzzi. Then I went to Mark Barber. I went to the police chief twice. I couldn't get in touch with her. She wasn't in. Oh, I got to add this. When I left Mark Barber, I went to the Valdosta Daily Times and sat for over an hour because I wanted to talk to the Valdosta Times editor. I wanted to talk to him about this short form. He's saying only share truthworthy news stories. And when you read this, I'm not going to read it for you, but I could. I might put this on in the video someplace too. Y'all need to know the complete story. So I may just put this in there for you. I want you to read it. And he or she is talking about social media. But you the people, you the voters, you the American people, you know with the shooting down of black people across America, that if it was not for the cameras and cell phones and social media, you would know nothing about this white pattern and practice to shoot black people down like wild dogs. And it's not just black folks saying that. Good white right people are standing up as well. And I want to thank God for white people. You've heard me say that before. Some black folk get mad with me when I say it, but I'm going to say it because it is indeed the historic, archival truth that cannot be erased, not even by Donald Trump. Black folk fought for me before I knew what the fight was all about. White folks died for my liberation, to get a right to sit on the front seat of the bus if I so choose, and to later buy the bus line if I had the money to do so. So I commend good white folk. It's the other ones that God got a problem with, and he called them in check too. Some of them, I don't want to get into that. But I'm going to tell you something. Galatians 6 and 7 says, "For God is not mocked, for whatsoever man sow, that shall he also reap." I try my best to give out love, joy, peace, and truth. I don't mind, as long as I stand up for what is right. I'm a free man, you know. I wasn't free when I left home from Brooks County. And my grandmama told me what happened to black men. And she taught us how to stand up as others stood up that came before us. Blacks, whites, Jews. I'm talking about even the white Ashkenazi Jews, not the black Jews, the original Jews. I'm talking about the white Ashkenazi Jews stood up for black folk before we knew what the fight was all about. So if you're a Muslim, I love you. If you're a Christian, Hindu, atheist, I love all of you. And I'm no better than you. And if I don't stand up for truth, I ain't as good as you. Y'all have a nice day. I think I've pretty near covered everything as far as I can, I think. But I'm going to say to you all, ask yourself a question. Where is your news media? Are they calling you? Are they calling you to tell you that Brother Rhymes is on point, and that Brother Rhymes are going to tell you, they're going to tell you that unless we stand up and do what is right in God's world, that we all are doomed? Citizens of Valdosta, citizens of Valdosta, I say to you, stand up for what is right. Don't wait too long. Don't wait too long. The day is coming when you all gonna look around for people to call like you call me, and won't nobody answer. Won't nobody answer. Only the devil, Satan, and Beelzebub followers will come to assist you. And when they come, they will come with the sword of death. So you better make it a choice today. Whose side you gonna stand on? That's where we are today. You cannot stand on the black side. You cannot stand on the white side. You cannot stand on the Japanese side, or the Iranian side, or the Islamic side. You cannot stand on the ugly side or the pretty side. You cannot stand on this side or the other side or that side. You cannot stand on your own side. You got to stand on what the volume of Sacred Law says, Isaiah 35 and 8. And it says that a highway shall be there, and it will be called the way of holiness. And that means the clean and the set free will walk there. Ravenous beast and hateful human beings, mean, ugly beast, will not travel that highway. Put your feet or your foot on the highway of holiness and travel it and show forth love to all mankind. Not only mankind, all life sources. Some religions are a little different from Christianity. That's why I study everything. And I tell people they have trouble with it. If I saw a Christian today, I wouldn't recognize it because I never seen one. Never seen one. A Christian is Christ-like. When Jesus, y'all excuse me, when Jesus rode into Jerusalem on the back of an ass, he didn't go in there to profiteer. He didn't go in there to build a name or fame for himself. He went in to bring about a change. They didn't pay him. They call him the scum of the earth. They call him a Beelzebub, the chiefest of the devils. And that's why when they call me all these dirty names they call me, I thank God for allowing me the opportunity to know about a man called Jesus. Now, I'm an avid reader, and I don't read and get stuck just on your shallow stuff. I've read about the life of Jesus. I've read the book, Ben Yaakowin. No. I listened to Ben Yaakowin. But Josephus, got a book in here about Josephus. And I've read it. And some people, I'm just going to throw this out. I can't give you all of it because some of y'all can't deal with it. The historical life of Jesus, as far as a historical background, cannot be found. So some people believe that Jesus never existed. Me, I say this, because all I want is the truth. Just suppose that Jesus is not true. The story of Jesus was just created. Well, my mind tells me that if he was just created, what are you going to do with his powerful words that you know make good sense to you, like love your neighbor and not be willing to go out just to kill and slaughter them? What about love your neighbor? Huh? What about being good to all men? Put up your sword, Peter. Huh? Say what you want. Go back and read about Jesus. And if you can just implement the good of that man and ignore all that you call evil that he might or might not have done and said, I think we will have a better planet and a better world to leave behind. Not just for our black children, not just our Japanese or German children. We will leave behind a better world for all life sources, including the extraterrestrials, if they ever decide to come here. And with the proper mindset, there's a great possibility that we could greet them in peace instead of aiming weapons of war to destroy them. I want to close on the Einstein note. We all praise the knowledge of Einstein and other great men that thought outside the box of incarceration and indoctrination. What if Einstein had put all that energy into creating a bomb that would send out waves of love and peace and make people drop their guns and where they are, make them sink their warships and take canoes back to the coast and shake hands with their enemies and say, we're all children of God and we love you and we want you to love us too. We're not going to take advantage of you for $1. What if Einstein had taken all of that knowledge and split the love atom, or rather the hate atom, and turned it into a love atom? Y'all have a nice day. This George Boss around to get to Free Press. I'm just 18 miles away from the place of my, where I graduated from Washington Street High School, an all-black school. I was born in Thomasville, but God touched the borders of my mind, and he put me on a higher plateau. And I love you all enough to tell you the truth. To the people I leave today, at Bathcraft, I know you're in pain. And I know that it was not an extension cord. And I want somebody, CNN, MSNBC, 60 Minutes, 40-hour Dateline, come down here and talk to some people that will talk. Read some of the statements and other information. Because if somebody don't come in here, those in the clique and among the slicks gonna keep things just the way they are. But God gonna deal with it. Rest assured of that. Matthew 24:35, heaven and earth will pass away, but my word will stand forever. Peace be unto you. May God bless you, and let love abide among all life sources. Bye-bye. Go. Bathcraft workers, that's what happens if you don't stand up. Everything gonna remain the same. But if you speak up and let your pain be felt, you talked about slavery. You talked about being treated, talked down to. You're gonna continue to be talked down to until you stand up. Come on, I need more interviews, but I can't get the interview with you. At least get yourself on record, man. Don't be a bye-bye. We go. Now what you gonna do? Peace.
Open and your mouth shut.
And just because
That we do take everything serious. And that's why August 6th, Chief Management was notified and went out there and actually assessed the situation, talked to the manager, assistant manager, and also to the FBI to let them look into it. And therefore, it was looked into. It was not taken lightly. So they're going to know that we did do what we were supposed to do, and that we did exactly as we were supposed to do.
Greetings. This is the Get To Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rines. I'm in Valdosta, Georgia. This morning I was called by Bobby Worthy from Waycross, Georgia, and he told me about what was posted on Facebook. And he sent me some pictures, which I'm going to share in this video at some point. And look here. Now I want you to listen and let some individuals talk to you about these pictures. What's your name?
My name Calvin Wade.
And what kind of work do you do?
Fiberglass. I used to work at this company once. I worked there for 4 years.
What company are you talking about?
Bathcraft. The name of it now is AQUATIC, American Bath Group. But I'm currently employed at a better job, better paid, and treat the people way better. I've been there going on the month, the 8th will make a month that I've been there. And that's what looking at this disturbing picture right here has a lot to do with one of the reasons I chose to leave that job.
That we do take everything serious. And that's why on August 6th, Chief Manahan was notified and went out there and actually assessed the situation, talked to the plant manager, the assistant plant manager, and also turned over to the FBI to let them look into it. And therefore, it was looked into. It was not taken lightly. So I want everybody to know that we did do what we were supposed to do, and that we did exactly as we should have. So I wanted to put that on record.
Public wasn't notified. Just hold it up and tell me in your own words what that means to you, although you wasn't there. What does that mean to you, and what is it?
Hang a black man. That's what that means. You see the Noose right there behind the flag. In this particular area, now let me remind you, I was a supervisor there. This particular area is only authorized to maintenance. That's the maintenance guy right there. This area is only authorized to him all day, every day. So for that to be hanging there, he got to have acknowledgement of it. Either he did it or he know who done it, because that's his area. He's held accountable for that area. So I don't see no other employees being able to come out their workstation to do this in a proper manner of timing and not be caught. Okay. Only a person who authorized to that area have that time.
Okay, y'all, it's not a game.
We were certainly concerned about that, Mr. Rhymes, and we had the police investigate that thing immediately as soon as we found out. I don't know whether you're aware of that or not, but we did. And they addressed the situation down there, and the business took care of it.
Mr. Mayor.
All right, and now
You're not gonna let me say anything? Respond?
no, so you get through.
That's not good either.
Any other citizen would like?
It's a serious matter. Serious matter. You have another job, but if you was there and that had happened, what you think you would have done? How would you have
I would
received
have lost
it?
my job that morning.
Why?
I wouldn't have worked it. They couldn't. I wouldn't have worked it till they resolved that matter. That matter should have been resolved properly.
Okay.
You just can't say you just can't say I don't know who done it. I can't prove who done it. You already know who area that is. If you go over there and find something in that area, he's responsible. He's the only one that works in that area. That guy right there.
Okay.
That's his area daily.
Okay, and anything else you want to tell us, your experience while working there, what kind of environment was there?
But in the environment, it's more blacks than anything in the environment. And to be honest, it's a job. It is a job, but you're not being treated fairly. You're already coming in the door underpaid.
Hey, y'all, it's not a game.
We were certainly concerned about that, Mr. Rhymes, and we had the police investigate that thing immediately as soon as we found out. I don't know whether you're aware of that or not, but we did. And they addressed the situation down there, and the business took care of it.
Mr. Mayor,
All right, and now
you're not gonna let me say anything? Respond?
no, so you're through.
That's not
Anyone
good
else?
either.
Any other citizen would like?
It's a serious matter. Serious matter.
Say that we do take everything serious. And that's why on August 6th, Chief Manahan was notified and went out there and actually assessed the situation, talked to plant manager, assistant plant manager, and also turned over to the FBI to let them look into it. And they're or it was looked into, it was not taken lightly. So I want everybody to know that we did do what we're supposed to do and that we did exactly as we should have. So I wanted to put that on record.
Public wasn't notified.
Automatically.
Okay.
You're
When you say
underpaid.
underpaid, how much you start out with?
When I started, it was $9 an hour. Now
Okay.
they have a new pay scale of $10 an hour
Okay.
coming in.
And how long were you there?
I was there 4 years.
What was your ending salary when you left?
I was at $48,000 a year
Okay. So
as a supervisor,
okay.
but on salary.
Okay.
Anything after 40 hours, I don't get paid for it. My time stopped at 40, but you got me working 75 to 80 hours a week.
Plant manager, the assistant plant manager, and also turned over to the FBI to let them look into it. And they're
Anything after 10 hours overtime, you should compensate me something. I never got it.
So you would work up to how many hours?
75 to 80 hours a week.
Okay. Now is this gonna is a tradition to work that many
I
hours
was-
just every now and then?
It was every day. That was my schedule.
Okay.
I get there from 4:20, and I leave out there 6:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30 some night. Some night, and I left out there at 8.
Hey, y'all, it's not a game.
We were certainly concerned about that, Mr. Rhymes, and we had the police investigate that thing immediately as soon as we found out. I don't know whether you're aware of that or not, but we did. And they addressed the situation down there, and the business took care of it.
Mr. Mayor,
All right, and now
you're not gonna let me say anything? Respond?
no, so you're through.
That's not
Anyone
good
else?
either.
Any other citizen would like?
It's a serious matter. Serious matter. Who do we have to blame today? What does the citizens know? The citizens are still in pain. I have talked to approximately 15 people. Only 11 is willing to go on camera. If you go to Boston G.B.R, you will see them talk about it. Not only the Noose, but a whole lot of other stuff going on. And it's not a game, y'all. It's not a game.
We were certainly concerned about that, Mr. Rhymes, and we had the police investigate that thing immediately as soon as we found out. I don't know whether you're aware of that or not, but we did. And they addressed the situation down there, and the business took care of it.
Mr. Mayor,
All right, and now
you're not gonna let me say anything? Respond?
no, so you're through.
That's not
Anyone else?
good either.
Any other citizen would like?
It's a serious matter. Serious matter.
say that we do take everything serious. And that's why on August 6th, Chief Manahan was notified and went out there and actually assessed the situation, talked to the plant manager, the assistant plant manager, and also turned over to the FBI to let them look into it. And therefore, it was looked into. It was not taken lightly. So I want everybody to know that we did do what we were supposed to do, and that we did exactly as we should have. So I wanted to put that on record.
Public wasn't notified.
Wouldn't care if I was a former employee or just an ordinary citizen that seen this. I do not appreciate this. I have kids, I have grandkids, I have loved ones, and I don't think anybody should have to go through what my grandparents. I thought my grandparents was the one that, you know, experienced this and went through this type of situation. I never thought I'll be one of the ones that face this.
We did do what we were supposed to do, and that we did exactly as we should have. So I wanted to put that on record.
Public wasn't notified.
We were certainly concerned about that, Mr. Rhymes, and we had the police investigate that thing immediately as soon as we found out. I don't know what.
Hey, y'all, it's not a game.
We were certainly concerned about that, Mr. Rhymes, and we had the police investigate that thing immediately as soon as we found out. I don't know whether you're aware of that or not, but we did. And they addressed the situation down there, and the business took care of it.
Mr. Mayor,
All right, and now
you're not gonna let me say anything? Respond?
no, so you're through.
That's not good either.
Any other citizen would like?
It's a serious matter. Serious matter. Mr. Mayor,
All right, and now
you're not gonna let me say anything? Respond?
no, so you're through.
That's not good either.
Any other citizen would like?
It's a serious matter. Serious matter. Serious matter. Okay. And what kind of grievance? Did you ever state, did they have any grievance policy that you get any insurance or anything like that? Benefits? How are your benefits?
I just had assurance. And, other than that, it was just you work.
No benefits.
No benefit. It's just you work.
And what's the name of this company again?
AQUATIC American Bath Group.
Okay, but original name, everybody know it as
Bathcraft.
Bathcraft, okay. That's why we couldn't find it. We went out there because the name was
They
changed.
changed the name.
Yes, okay.
It's AQUATIC 56 to be exact.
Qualification. Look here, number one, thank you